Alright then. How you doing there, YouTube? YouTube. Alright, YouTube. This Homer Cocktail turning 5 years old here at YouTube. As I film this, it is early July, and I started my Homer Cocktail account in August, actually. Next month will be 5 years on the dot. 5 years. Oh, the poopy's waking up. The poopy is waking up. He's stretching out. See that? Next year will be 5 years on the dot that Homer Cocktail's been on YouTube. And a lot's happened. You know, I've posted a few hundred videos. I have more than just this Homer Cocktail site. I'm not sure if it's still the motto of YouTube, broadcast yourself, but I took them up on it, and eventually I became a partner. Actually, they invited me to be a partner 2 years ago. It was July of 2011. When I started YouTube in 2008, I was still working on my bachelor's degree. I started attending Claremont colleges in 2005, and I hit a snag, but here's a copy. Here's a copy, and my real name is that right there, Edward Corona, Edward Elias Corona. Eventually I got my bachelor's degree, and I started my Homer Cocktail site 5 years. You know, it's not necessarily an intentional 5-year plan. These things are going in 5-year increments. After writing this book called Zoton. See, that's my pseudonym, God Rockefeller, and I wrote this in 2003, and that's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And I have somewhere around 300 videos at this site. And eventually it kind of stalled. I had about 400 views per day on average at the peak of my Homer Cocktail, stint here. And then, I went ahead and I started other sites because, hey, broadcast yourself. I figure I might have a cooking channel, I have a music practice channel. I just loaded a video on, kind of advertising that one. I might have a gardening channel, I don't know, at Homer Cocktail 15. I read from a couple of Stephen King short stories, and I have The Last Rung on a Ladder, and I have Survivor Type, a couple of his short stories, and they've done okay. And I have my most viewed video at Homer Cocktail 15, because the theme over there is lengthier videos, stuff that's longer than 15 minutes. What was kind of the idea, and I put some shorter videos on, but I have a full-length tribute to Nirvana, and it's somewhere almost at 70,000, which passed up the #1 video here, which is You Should Be Dancing. And I let the public kind of shape, some of what I do, but I try to put on stuff that's real as well. And eventually what happened is I decided that I wanted to talk to people that might be watching my videos. So I started my first vlog channel in April of 2009, this Homer Cocktail 076. And in the spirit of broadcast yourself, I kind of treated YouTube, like cable TV in some ways, But here on the internet, hey, we're not relegated to the same confinements that ordinary broadcasters have been confined to with television, with certain FCC regulations, and basically without cable. Hey, good luck getting on channel you know, from channel 2 through channel 13. You know, there's not a whole lot of room there. But here on the internet, theoretically, I could have 1 billion channels, right? I could have 1 billion channels, and we're kind of limited to hard drive space, which, you know, it's getting easier and easier to store stuff. And, you know, now we have cloud computing, which wasn't around 5 years ago, so far as I know. The iPad wasn't around 5 years ago. And everything's going to these touch-oriented screens, and, you know, things are changing a little bit. But I started this vlogging at Homer Cocktail 076, and I, for some reason, figured I'll do stuff in black and white without any single reason why. Television started black and white, and that's not really the reason, but, you know, I tell myself it's a factor, but it's not necessarily. I wrote a recent book. You know, this is my 2003 book. I wrote a book called Thermite, and I even changed my pseudonym. My pseudonym used to be, like I said, God Rockefeller. And I changed it to Brick Jane here. Brick Jane, and the book that I wrote this year, 10 years after Zoton, is called Thermite. And you can get these at scribd.com/Homer Cocktail. I try to stay somewhat consistent with the Homer Cocktail as much as I can. And, you know, it's just time to change pseudonyms. But this is kind of the spirit of how I do my vlog channels. You know, it's black and white, and talk to the audience. Eventually, I had enough videos at the 076 site that I started vlogging at Homer Cocktail 4, 24, and now 34. So what I went ahead and did is I started these different channels with kind of different ideas, different vibes, different intentions and all. Some of my channels, like 5, 10, 20, and 25, they're just a bunch of cell phone stuff and random, nothing serious. And what I wanted to do was avoid the clutter. I might call this piece clutter, by the way. I didn't want to clutter this site, and I don't take myself too seriously, but as a flagship would go with me, hey man, this would be that. And I stuck mostly to music here. I have a couple of talking pieces at the site. Laughable Vent is one of them, and I think I even promoted the Homer Cocktail 76 at a time here, and I put some of the stuff to private because I was challenged on a strike about half a year ago, and I won my appeal. But during the process of the appeal, I put a lot of stuff to private, you know, just in case. Some people get real anal about people covering their songs, and I took a music business class in between the 5 years that I started this. And cover songs, according to my teacher, they're always legal. It's a matter of if you're making money off the cover songs and whatnot, and you know, there's a, you know, bunch of, I'm not gonna say gray area, but dispute about, you know, how far you could go with certain things. Happy Birthday's copyrighted by, I don't know if it's Warner Brothers, but it's copyrighted by someone out there, for example. And that's being challenged now because they're saying it was really something else, and I don't know what's going on. But Homer Cocktail's turning 5 years old next month here at YouTube. I want to thank anyone that, you know, thinks this is decent. My general attitude was, you know, if you're bored out of your mind, I hope that I'm a little better than staring at four walls, you know. I hope I'm a little better than that, is all. And we are, according to Marshall McLuhan, we're a global village now. I'm not trying to be Kiss. I'm not trying to be Aerosmith. But hopefully I could be like an entertaining neighbor in this great global village out here. So that's all I have. Check out my other channels, Homer Cocktail 2, Homer Cocktail 3, 4, 5, etc. They have different themes. Some might be more interesting than others. And that's all I have. Party on, bro.